us all here. Oh, my goodness. There's a drug analysis, Adam's blood results, David's history, proof that the prescription labels were counterfeit.
Right.
I mean, how can the ethics committee not see that David was the one that gave Adam the drugs that impaired him and caused cardiac arrest?
I just wish that we had a fingerprint on a prescription bottle or something, you know? I mean,
yeah, but it's almost as good. And the ethics committee has the power to strip David of his position and his privileges, and maybe even contest his license to practice medicine. And if we're lucky, David will find a new rock to crawl under far away from Pine Valley.
I can't believe it because I never thought this day would come. I never really thought it would come.
Well, it's here.
Hey.
Hey.
Am I interrupting?
Hi.
No, you know what? Question. How many doctors does it take to change a light bulb?
How many?
I don't know. I was actually asking you how many. Never mind. How are you? What are you doing?
I'm good. It's a routine checkup.
Yeah?
The desk nurse said you were still here, so I thought I'd come and say hello.
It's a lovely hello.
Hey. Oh. So, is it true? I mean, is David actually going to be busted?
Busted, thrown out on his ass, and kicked out of town. We have documentation, a drug analysis that shows that Adam was given a combination of benzodiazepine and digitalis, right? So Adam's confusion, his impaired judgment, his cardiac arrest, all a result of these drugs.
So it could really happen. David could finally be stopped.
By the time the ethics committee is done with him, he will not be the chief of staff. He might even lose his license to practice medicine at all. And I mean, this guy's going to have a cloud so dark over him, he's going to have to move to another planet just to get light.
I can't talk right now, Gail.
I know. The ethics committee, I've been so worried.
Well, that's very sweet of you to be concerned.
You're important to me.
As you are to me.
Did you get my message?
Yes, I did. I don't know what I would do without you.
And you're not worried?
No. You look absolutely radiant today.
They're waiting for us. Are you ready?
I wouldn't miss it for the world. My feelings towards Adam Chandler are secret. I hate the man. Not the least for which he endangered the life of a child with his faulty heart valve. Now, I'm sure I speak for many of the people in this community when I say I wish that bullet found Adam instead of his brother Stuart. But does that mean that I tampered with his medication? Drugged him intentionally to make him seem incompetent? Of course not. But believe me, the man is capable of doing that all by himself. Though I have to admit, there is a certain genius to the plan.
You threatened Mr. Chandler on numerous occasions. You're more than familiar with the medication in question. You have access to blank hospital prescription labels that you could forge.
I believe Dr. Martin is equally familiar with the drug in question. And didn't you threaten Adam Chandler?
Well, I'm not being brought up in front of the ethics committee, but are you saying that you didn't switch the meds? I mean, are you stating that for the record?
I can assure you, Dr. Polanski, I have too much respect for this hospital, for our profession, to so grossly abuse my position. I would never allow my personal feelings of disgust to in any way override my professional ethics.
Honestly, can I just say that, honestly, that's exactly what Dr. Hayward does. He has a long history of doing that, using his skill in his private lab to bring harm to people. Does anybody remember the Libidazone fiasco? Or in 2005, he had his license revoked. In fact, at one point in time, he was demoted to janitor of this hospital because he was not fit to touch patients.
All right. Now, that is something Dr. Martin is saying, which is actually true. Yes, I have made some mistakes in the past, all of which I paid dearly for, and from which I learned a great deal. Now, I would never risk the career that I worked so hard for, or squander the talent that I've been so blessed with and treasure to bring down Adam Chandler or any other person for that matter.
You and Adam were at each other's throats over little Adam's custody, and you lost.
Okay, yes, that is true. But does that in turn mean that I drugged Adam Chandler into senility out of revenge? Of course not. But let's be honest here. If that were true and you had any cold, hard evidence of this, you would have brought me to the police to have me arrested, right? So why am I here? I'll tell you why, because all you have are your suspicions and your hatred toward me. Certainly not enough to convict me in a court of law, and not even enough to bring me before this committee, frankly. All right, let me tell you something. If there is a vendetta here, it is against me, okay? I am the victim. I have had to suspend both Dr. Hubbard and Dr. Martin on separate occasions for being flagrantly irresponsible. And ever since the day I took over from Joe Martin, they have wanted me gone, okay? They resented my position here. So why don't we just get down to brass tacks? It's not too difficult to figure out your plan. You agree to keep this between us, in exchange for which I step down as chief and I leave town to practice medicine elsewhere. That's pretty much it, right?
Well, are you admitting that you did it? Are you admitting that you did it?
I did it. Continued to give the pills to Mr. Chandler.
Because Dr. Hayward told you to do that, right?
No, because I love him. I wanted to help him. I saw how much Dr. Hayward loved his grandson, how much he deserved to be with that little boy. When Mr. Chandler started turning the child against him, I couldn't just stand there and do nothing.
Oh, please. She's lying.
All right. Nurse Gale, why would you endanger the life of a patient? You do realize that you broke trust with this hospital.
I did it for you. I almost got caught. Erica Kane became suspicious, but I was careful. No one knew. Until now.
This is a very serious charge.
I'd do it again.
You're a great actress. You're a sucky nurse, but you're a great actress.
It's the truth. I'll sign a confession, whatever you want.
Nurse Walker, you are hereby relieved of your duties. You'll be brought up before the nursing board. They can decide if criminal charges will be pursued.
You are so dismissed.
I did it for you.
I believe the matter has been resolved.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That went well, don't you think?
You know, you may be chief of staff and a brilliant surgeon, but someday you are going to go too far. Cross a line that you can never, ever come back from. And finally, we will all have justice. The only thing that I pray for is that that day is not too far away.
You can wear your knees in prayer all you want, Doctor. Sometimes God's answer is a simple no.